Hey there, everyone. I wanted to talk to you about different questions that you can answer when you're making video content for your business. That's a weird title, but the reason why I put this together is because we just launched a new service this week. And the whole point of it is ask 10 questions, you film it, and then you chop that up into 10 smaller clips. So you have a whole month of content. But now I'm getting asked, like, okay, what do I talk about? And I want to talk about that and share some reasons of why I recommend certain things. So that's where this all stems from. And I want to share these basics with you. So, what I would recommend if you're coming up with these different questions that you could answer and chop into small clips, then I wanted to show you a few different ways that you can look at these different topics. So, for this, I recommend whatever questions that you're going to answer, especially if this is the first time you're going to do this, is tie it to a goal or a problem that you have. And so the topics could be around recruiting, it could be around sales, questions that your customers or your employees typically have. You can even talk about market updates, or if other vendors are curious to know what's going on in the industry and you have some insights, those would be good to share. So, the reason why I put it this way is envision you want to create a month of content and you want to talk about something, but you don't know what you should talk about. Well, write out a list of questions that can answer or solve any of these goals. So, for example, I see a ton of people, especially in Southwest Florida right now, they're hiring and they want to attract employees. The only issue that I see is that a lot of them are putting out posts that are still images or like, hey, this is nice, like, or we do this or whatever, but they're still images. They're kind of cold. They're kind of impersonal. Um, and so one of the things that you can do in a situation like this, if you're the CEO of a company, you're the hiring manager, whatever it might be, you can get on camera. You can have somebody from your team ask you these questions and film you answering questions around company culture, big projects going on, future opportunities, and then some training that you have available. Because you want to put things out there that show who you are as a person, so that way people can understand what's going on with the company. And if you talk about like big projects going on, like I've talked to business owners in the area that are like, we have these mega projects going on and we can't find enough people to fill them, especially after the hurricane with a lot of repairs going on. I'm talking to people that do both manufacturing and do the actual installation of these things. And there's huge contracts sitting out there that they're going to need to be fulfilling for 3 or 5 years. And they need people to work and run it. And those are huge opportunities that people are actively looking for. So if somebody's on the fence about staying at their current job, if they want something better or want to step up into like the next level of their career, and they hear that your company is trying to hire for roles that are definitely going to be there for at least 3 to 5 years, there's room to grow, and you can show that and tell who you are in a video format, the chances of them being able to find you are much higher. And when they do find you, it's not just another one of these, I hate to say it, but like bullshit resume things where you click through 14 different windows, you type in your same information 400 times. Recruiters, you got to get that solved. And then you get this weird resentment feeling, and then you go like, well, nobody's hiring, or it's not worth it, I'll stay where I'm at. But if you have somebody who could see you as the business owner or as the CEO or like VP of operations talking about these kind of things, that those are the kinds of things that get people moving forward. Like, for example, we interviewed somebody on the show. I have a friend that listens to each of the episodes because he heard that person on the show. They got connected, and the CEO ended up reaching out to my friend and offered him a position. And because he has heard him talk for an hour, that led him to meet him in person. Um, he's getting an interview, and he already knows what the company is about. He already knows what the leadership's like. It's a very different conversation than trying to figure that out on your own. So you can really do this around anything. I'll see what I got on the next slide. Oh, all right. I'll give you that in a second. But really, you can do this around anything. If you're trying to increase sales, you want to give these clips to your sales team, talk about problems that you solve for your customers. If you can get on there as the CEO, talk about why you started, the problems that you saw in the industry, the gaps that you saw, and how you help solve them, then you can put that into a video format, give it to your sales team, and they can send it off to prospects. So that way they understand, okay, this business knows what they're talking about. The leadership even knows what they're talking about. And you, as the owner, get to be the one that delivers that message. And even market updates, vendor questions, things like that. You can start to gear these answers towards and questions towards what's going on in your industry right now. If you've been in your industry for 5, 10, 20, 30 years, there's a very good chance you know a lot of stuff from a pretty high level that can be shared that other people, other professionals in that space are going to find valuable. So answer questions around that, chop those into small clips, and then put those out and see what kind of response you get. So that's what I mean. If you want to increase recruiting, increase sales, become a thought leader in the industry, start tailoring these questions to whatever that goal or that problem is that you're trying to solve. Let me go to the final one here as we wrap up. So if you want some sample questions, I've put together a post on this. So send me a message. I'll leave a link in the comments below as well. But this will give you some ideas to get started and how you can create something like this for yourself. And you don't need to give me your email. It's just a link on the website. So I'll leave that below, but also message me if you want that. Otherwise, thank you guys for listening to me ramble for a bit here on this Friday afternoon. I appreciate it. It's a little gloomy as we're getting into the holidays, and that's December for you, but we're still in Florida, so it's not that big of a deal. Remember when you lived back up north? Remember what that was like? We don't have that anymore. And I say that confidently because there's like 6 people that were born in Florida that grew up here. Everybody else, like me, moved from up north. And just hopefully, the more people that move from up north and everything don't bring their nonsense with them. It's been a shit show the past few years over there. Florida's been awesome. Let's keep it like that. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good one.